This is for anyone that's in the situation of unrequited love. When someone doesn't love you back, and you're in love with someone. Number one tip, no contact. Whether you text them, whether it's social media, email, phone, cut it dead. That will speed your healing process up, believe me. Because staying in contact with a person, it just prolongs the annihilation. When someone says they hurt you, when you're in love with them and they don't love you back, it's not hurt, it's annihilation. You know, hurt makes it sound quaint and pretty, but it's not, I can assure you. Fell in love with a co-worker, wasn't planned, almost a year ago. And we got really well together. I knew 110%, 500% that he didn't feel the same way. That was fine, you know. I made peace with that a long time ago, but I told him because 2 weeks ago it got to a point where I was so miserable. And I thought if I can tell him, I can move on. But I found out, you know, in a very, I thought it was insensitive text. He told me that he'd been seeing someone for a year, which is fine, but you could have told me. Because if you would have told me, it wouldn't have got, you know, my feelings wouldn't have got so crazy and big, and it, you know, it got too big for me to handle. Because I also found out after I told him that he's told another co-worker that he suspected that I liked him, and I just thought I just felt betrayed. I thought, you know, I thought he was my friend. If he was any sort of gentleman, or if you thought anything of me, you would have told me, you know. In an ideal world, I'd love to have just been friends with him outside work. Obviously, that will never happen now. And it's crazy. I had this realisation yesterday. You can love someone so much, but once they annihilate you, not hurt, let's get this right, annihilate you. Once they do that, you never want to see them again. And that makes me sad. And the mad thing is, I don't hate him, you know. I think that's good. I think that's good for me, you know, because hate's horrible. I don't hate him. I don't hate him at all. But yeah, I don't want anything more to do with him, because whether he knows it or not, I felt he was deceitful. He wasn't honest. He wasn't forthcoming that he was seeing someone. You know, all this could have been prevented. I'd have been friends with him, fine. But it was exhausting going to work every day, playing the Happy Julie, the performing sea lion, the jester. It was exhausting. And on at least 2 occasions, because everything got so too much for me to handle, I nearly walked, because it was just miserable, you know. I sat opposite him for 5 months, and then sat next to him for 5 months. And even though it was all, you know, we got on well, it was miserable a lot of the time. You will heal. All you need is good friends around you. Good friends, good family. Also, no media that is depressing, whether it's a love song or a film, upbeat stuff, comedy, plenty of comedy. And also I've realised he didn't care, which helps, because, you know, if you think someone cares even that percentage, it prolongs the hurt and the pain and everything. So yeah, he didn't care. So, you know, I'm yeah, stepping back. And the ironic thing is that I've lost someone that never loved me, never had it, don't know what I'm missing, doesn't bother me. But he's lost someone that cared about him, you know, as a person, you know, friend. I genuinely adored him, loved him, cared about him. And that's weird, and you think it's like, wow, there's no losers, you know, losers. There's no winners in this, really. No winners at all. I think I was just good for his ego, but, you know, and I've learned that I only want honest people in my life. I don't want deceitful people, whether it's co-worker, friend, potential partner. And maybe my lesson for him is be honest, be forthcoming, you know. But yeah, you will get over this, and I love you all. We'll do it together.